Thank you very, very much, Mr. Mans. But before I start, let me congratulate this fine gentleman who happened to have the same birthday as myself.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Let me, on behalf of my Deputy Minister, the staff of the Ministry of Political and Public Affairs, and my humble self, thank you very much for accepting our invitation to visit with your staff this morning. The National Social Security and Insurance Trust have a very important role to play in the President's recovery priorities. I want to seize this opportunity to thank NASSIT for their continued collaboration with the Office of Diaspora Affairs and their contribution towards the development of the country as a whole. From the records, NASSIT has been collaborating with the Office of Diaspora Affairs since 2014. Even before the current economic crisis, national social security systems were doing extremely well. And let me say here that I am the one supervising, my ministry is the one supervising the Office of the Diaspora Affairs. The fastest working instrument for poverty relief is social security. So what we need most today are instruments and measures that address beyond the present crisis, the permanent social needs of people nationwide. Over decades, social security programs in the United States, where I come from, have been effective in reducing income inequality and poverty. Broadly speaking, the higher the social expenditure ratings, the lower the poverty rates. Equally important, social security systems not only respond to social needs, they are an economic necessity which the National Social Security and Insurance Trust have demonstrated over the past years, and I want to congratulate you. I want to apologize for lapse on the part of the Office of Diaspora Affairs on projects undertaken by both institutions, especially the last Diaspora Homecoming event, which NASSIT funded. As we all know, NASSIT funded the last Diaspora Homecoming event, but they were not given the proper acknowledgement for that. Apparently, I was present at that program, and I apologize for that. I want to assure you that the new leadership will ensure that the collaboration of NASSIT, together with the Ministry of Political and Public Affairs and the Office of the Diaspora Affairs, will be properly acknowledged in this year's homecoming event and at all times. The outreach campaign by NASSIT and HFC Mortgage and Savings Limited to educate Sierra Leonean diasporas in the United States and the Gambia was a great move. The Office of Diaspora Affairs regrets not being able to be part of that campaign due to unforeseen circumstances. However, the Ministry of Political and Public Affairs and the Office of the Diaspora are ready to work with NASSIT in the future. The Ministry of Political and Public Affairs and the Office of Diaspora Affairs are currently working with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation to ensure that all Sierra Leonean embassies abroad are informed about the activities of NASSIT and are educated about NASSIT schemes and HFC products. NASSIT, the Office of Diaspora Affairs, and HFC were on discussions about a project with regards to the building of a diaspora village, in which the Office of Diaspora Affairs was to provide the land for the said construction, but the land was not available at that time. However, let me hasten to say, the new leadership of the Ministry of Political and Public Affairs will ensure that they try to secure the land for the said projects. The Ministry of Political and Public Affairs, together with the Office of Diaspora Affairs and NASSIT, can work together effectively to harness the potentials of Sierra Leoneans in the diaspora, and to enable them to contribute towards the development of the country. Furthermore, the Ministry of Political and Public Affairs, together with the Office of Diaspora Affairs, can play a pivotal role in advocating to Sierra Leoneans in the diaspora to contribute towards NASSIT schemes. And I hold that very much in my heart because I have Ghanaian friends who believe in contributing to the NASSIT scheme in their country. And I look forward to the day when the Sierra Leoneans abroad would feel committed in doing that. Mr. Director General and team, I want to assure you of my ministry's continued support to work with the National Social Security and Insurance Trust. And let me thank you very much from the ground of my heart for giving me this opportunity to meet with your staff. Thank you.
And also the issue about the vision you have for the diaspora bill, that's one key element of it, the review that you made. But I don't know the way in which we want the meeting to proceed.
Doesn't matter.
If it's going to be interactive or...
Yeah, doesn't matter, yeah.
It is, and, so before I say anything else, I don't know if your colleagues will say something.
We'll give it to my deputy and then Zaina.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I think once more, before this day, before this moment, I have met with Big Brother Mansaray. I think, may I first of all say, I think the leadership of NASSIT has been wonderful. And Mr. Director, when I came back from the UK before the issues, I think a lot of people have been here, maybe they haven't been heard about the Ministry of Political and Public Affairs. But I think this is an opportunity for us to make sure that we collaborate with each and everybody. I think you are not the first people that you have visited. We visited many different capacities. But I think that's an institution that is geared towards the public. I think that is our concern. And once more, I think, it's been common to myself and my minister to be at work before 7 o'clock. And fortunately for us, we were at work this 7:05. We had an information that you village was on fire. Yeah. And what we do, I think we have to be proactive. And I had to call the fire force. And the folk would have not been at work. I'm afraid. I think the insurance would have been paying huge money. And when there the incident took place in the office of the Minister of Mineral Resources. And a lot of things were missing. Bonds, the office was totally burned down. So I think I need to tell you, and we've been there trying to. So having said that, it's a honor, privilege. Mr. Mansaray, I'm more closer to everybody here than Mr. Mansaray. We are in the same quarter as well as we are here. Thank you, Fiate, for having me. I've known him, and I think I have to know everybody once more on behalf of the rank and file of the Minister of Political Affairs. I think I will be proud of. Thank you very much.
NASSIT has been working closely with the Office of Diaspora Affairs since 2014, and their contributions to the office has been very key. We really appreciate you, and although there are lapses on the part of ODA, we are looking forward to correcting those lapses, and we are looking forward to keep working together with you. When the new minister came in, she said, I want to talk to the Office of Diaspora. I want to know your successes, I want to know your challenges, and I want to know your partners. And we said there's never been a partner that is as good as NASSIT with the Office of Diaspora Affairs. We have very key partners, and their contributions to the Office of Diaspora Affairs and the country as a whole is a wonderful one. And there is no better partner than NASSIT. So she said, okay, so how many projects have you done with NASSIT? What are their contributions? So we told her, we said there are challenges. There are lapses on the part of the ODA. We have been very grateful for your contributions. And to tell you that we're looking forward to it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Over the last couple of years, we've taken diaspora engagement to be of primary importance to NASSIT, following in the footsteps of countries like the Philippines, and Ghana, which have success stories with their diaspora engagement and social security participation. We would like to replicate that.
Yeah, I look forward to that.
You know, that I believe will be a game changer for us. And a couple of ideas and initiatives have been floating around. Last year, we made 2 outreach visits to the Gambia, initially the DG, and
however, this move that you have made, I can assure you, is a really good, great move. Like my boss has been saying, we are thinking of consolidating the moves that we've already made. Specifically, we would like to start with the Gambia, because as we are speaking, every day we are receiving calls and complaints, both from the individuals that we contacted and the ambassador themselves, or the embassy. One of the things that I was so impressed about is the amazing support we received whilst we were going around these countries. The support we received from the embassies, they were very, very helpful. And in fact, they were pushing us and giving us more, great ideas. People are really determined. The fact is, some projects you have to take them by steps. And I'm sure, like this one that we have started, is the one that is consistent with, best practice globally. But we want to do it in a very nice way. So we intend to see how we can roll over, the idea down. And in fact, to the extent of trying to have contact persons, attached to the embassies.
So there are opportunities. We cannot we have a lot to chew, but we cannot chew everything at one time. So we say it's piecemeal.
I want to ask a question.
Yeah.
When you went to the United States of America, how committed were the Sierra Leoneans to be part and parcel of this NASSIT program?
well, you had 2 sets of people. You have one set that were very enthusiastic and ready to come on board. You had 2 categories of people. There were people who were already working in Sierra Leone, who were contributing to NASSIT before they immigrated to the United States. And they would like to continue. They're very much interested as to how they can continue to. And there were some people who've never worked in Sierra Leone, but who would like to have a social security account that they can contribute to. But there were concerns around transmissions of the money and getting their statements, where and who. Some people don't want to deal with the embassy. So we have decided that, okay, maybe we should have agents, like, because we visited Ohio, Atlanta, and Maryland, and New Jersey, New York area, and all of these states. You have an agent that can go tell people about the scheme. And the problem we had was the transmission mechanism. Because